Hello everyone, welcome to my channel where we dive deep into the world of stocks and investing. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support means a lot and helps me bring more valuable content to you. Today we're taking a close look at two stocks that have been making waves in the market, NVIDIA Corporation NVDA and Next Technology Holding Inc. NXTT. If you're ready to analyze these two stocks from every angle, let's jump right in and see what the charts and numbers reveal. This video will be putting NVDA and NXTT under the microscope. We'll break down their recent price movements, analyze technical indicators, and discuss possible scenarios for each stock. Whether you're a seasoned trader or just starting out, this analysis will help you understand the risks and opportunities present in these two very different stocks. Let's start by looking at NVIDIA Corporation, a leader in the technology and semiconductor space. NVIDIA Corporation, or NVDA, has experienced significant price movements over the past 3 months. Starting around 144.7 in mid-June, the stock climbed to a peak of 184.5 in early August before correcting to around 164.1 in early September. Recently, it has shown signs of recovery, closing at 177.82 on September 12. The overall trend appears bullish, with a substantial pullback that could offer a buying opportunity if the stock establishes a new base. Let's dig deeper into the price and volume action. Looking at NVDA's price action, we see a clear uptrend from mid-June to early August, followed by a correction phase. Volume has been substantial throughout this period, with notable spikes on June 25, July 16, August 28, and September 10. High volume during the uptrend suggests strong buying interest, while elevated volume during the correction indicates significant selling pressure. The recent increase in volume, coupled with price recovery, could suggest accumulation by investors. Short-term moving averages for NVDA, such as the SMA5 and EMA5, are currently below the closing price, indicating some short-term bullish momentum. Medium-term averages like SMA10, EMA10, SMA20, and EMA20 are also mostly below the current price, reinforcing a short-term bullish bias. Longer-term averages, including SMA50, EMA50, SMA200, and EMA200, are all below the current price, confirming a strong long-term bullish trend for NVDA. Technical indicators further support the bullish case for NVDA. The VWAP stands at 134.74, well below the current closing price of 177.82, suggesting the stock is trading above its average price and indicating bullish sentiment. Most EMAs are above their corresponding SMAs, which points to underlying strength in the trend. Across multiple timeframes, technical indicators are predominantly showing bullish signal. Analyzing NVDA's price action with linear regression, we see the stock is currently above its long-term trend line, thanks to the significant uptrend from June to August. The recent correction might be bringing the price closer to the long-term trend line, potentially offering a buying opportunity if the trend remains intact. NVDA appears to be in a recovery phase after a substantial pullback. Based on NVDA's recent recovery, and the closing price of 177.82 on September 12, along with high trading volume, the opening price for the next trading day could range between 177 and 178.5. This range will depend on overnight sentiment and any news affecting the stock or the broader semiconductor sector. Keep an eye on pre-market activity for additional clues. Immediate resistance for NVDA appears around 178.6, which was the high on September 12. If the stock breaks above this level, the next significant resistance points are at 180.3 and 183.9. On the support side, the first level is around 176.5, followed by 175 and then 170. At the current price, NVDA is closer to resistance than support, so some caution is warranted for bullish positions. Intraday movement has been volatile, but the general direction follows the broader trend. Though the ATR14 value isn't directly provided, we can estimate it based on recent price action. Given NVDA's volatility, ATR is likely moderate to high. Assuming an ATR of around 450, the potential high for the next day could be approximately 182.1830, and the potential low could be around 173.1740. These projections reflect the stock's recent volatility and its potential for significant price movements. A bullish scenario: if NVDA breaks above resistance at 178.6, it could move towards 180.3 and then 183.9. This would continue the recovery from the recent correction, especially if supported by continued high volume and positive sentiment in the semiconductor and AI sectors. Watch for confirmation of a breakout before entering new positions. On the flip side, if NVDA fails to hold above support at 176.5, it could fall back to 175 or even lower to 170. This move could be triggered by broader market weakness or company-specific negative news. It's important to manage risk and set stop losses if you're trading in this environment. In a neutral scenario, NVDA could continue trading in a range between 175 and 178.6 as the market digests the recent correction and waits for clearer directional signals. This range-bound movement can be an opportunity for short-term traders but may frustrate those looking for a decisive trend. Sum up NVDA: the stock has experienced a significant uptrend, followed by a substantial correction, and now shows signs of recovery. The long-term trend remains bullish based on moving averages, with the stock trading well above its long-term averages. Current price action suggests a potential bottoming process after the correction, which could offer a buying opportunity if the recovery continues. However, investors should monitor the stock's ability to hold above key support levels and potentially break through resistance to confirm the continuation of the bullish trend. As with any stock in the semiconductor sector, NVDA can be highly volatile and cyclical. Risk management and careful position sizing are crucial. The stock's performance may be influenced by broader trends in the technology market, AI developments, and global semiconductor demand. Always keep an eye on these factors and adjust your strategy accordingly. Now that we've covered NVDA, let's shift our focus to Next Technology Holding Inc., or NXTT. This stock has displayed a very different pattern compared to NVDA, with extreme volatility and significant price swings. Let's break down what's been happening with NXTT over the past 3 months. NXTT has experienced extreme volatility over the past 3 months. The stock started around 1.4 in mid-June, spiked to 3.69 in late June, and then collapsed to as low as 0.13 in early September. Recently, it has shown some recovery, closing at 0.1512 on September 12. The overall trend is bearish with extreme volatility, making NXTT a high-risk investment. NXTT's price action is characterized by massive spikes and collapses. Volume has been exceptionally high during these movements, especially on dates like June 20, August 27-29, and September 5, 9, and 11. Extremely high volume during price swings suggests significant speculative interest and potential pump-and-dump patterns. This level of volatility is a red flag for most investors. Short-term moving averages for NXTT, such as SMA5 and EMA5, are above the current closing price, indicating short-term bearish pressure. Medium-term averages like SMA10, EMA10, SMA20, and EMA20 are also above the current price, reinforcing the bearish trend. Longer-term averages, including SMA200 and EMA200, are significantly above the current price, confirming a strong long-term bearish trend for NXTT. Technical indicators overwhelmingly point to bearish conditions for NXTT. The VWAP stands at 0.585, well above the current closing price of 0.1512, indicating the stock is trading far below its average price. Most moving averages are above the current price, which suggests a strong downtrend. These signals highlight the risks associated with trading NXTT. Looking at linear regression, NXTT's price is well below its long-term trend line, reflecting the significant collapse from June to September. The recent minor recovery could be a dead cat bounce rather than a sustainable reversal. The linear trend shows a clear downward trajectory with extreme volatility, making it difficult to predict future movements. Given NXTT's extreme volatility and the closing price of 0.1512 on September 12, along with very high volume on September 11, the opening price for the next trading day could range between 0.14 and 0.16. However, this prediction is highly uncertain due to the unpredictable nature of the stock and the potential for overnight news to cause sharp moves. Immediate resistance for NXTT is around 0.1886, with further resistance at 0.37 and 0.6. On the support side, the first level is around 0.13, followed by 0.1 and then 0.05. At the current price, NXTT is closer to support than resistance, but given the extreme volatility, these levels may not hold. Intraday movement has been characterized by massive spikes and collapses, making it a high-risk speculative play. Estimating ATR for NXTT, given its extreme volatility, we assume a value of around 0.05010. The potential high for the next day could be approximately 0.2025, and the potential low could be around 0.05010. These projections reflect the stock's potential for massive price swings and highlight the risks involved in trading such volatile stocks. In a bullish scenario, if NXTT breaks above resistance at 0.1886, it could move towards 0.37 and then 0.6. This would mark a significant reversal from the recent collapse but would require sustained high volume and positive sentiment. Given the stock's history, such a move would be speculative and risky. In a bearish scenario, if NXTT fails to hold above support at 0.13, it could fall back to 0.1 or even lower to 0.05. This could be triggered by profit-taking or negative news. The risk of further downside is high, and investors should be extremely cautious when considering positions in this stock. In a neutral scenario, NXTT could continue trading in a highly volatile range between 0.1 and 0.2 as speculators attempt to trade the extreme price movements. This type of environment can be attractive to day traders but is generally unsuitable for most investors due to the unpredictable swings. Sum up NXTT, the stock has experienced extreme volatility and a significant collapse over the past 3 months, making it an extremely high-risk investment. The technical picture is overwhelmingly bearish, with all moving averages above the current price and the stock trading far below its VWAP. Current price action suggests a potential dead cat bounce rather than a sustainable reversal. Only highly experienced traders with a high-risk tolerance should consider this stock, and even then with very careful risk management. NXTT's performance appears driven by speculative trading rather than fundamental factors, making it particularly unpredictable and risky. Extreme volatility and the potential for manipulation make it unsuitable for most investors. If you're considering trading NXTT, ensure you have a solid risk management plan and only use capital you can afford to lose. Both NVDA and NXTT offer very different risk and reward profiles. NVDA is a high-growth technology stock with a bullish long-term trend, while NXTT is an extremely volatile, high-risk speculative play. Always do your own research, manage your risk, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. If you found this analysis helpful, please like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.